There comes a moment in everyone's life when everything feels like it's falling apart. People walk away, you get rejected, doors close, nothing makes sense, you feel broken, stuck, and invisible. But I'm here to tell you something powerful. This is not the end, this is your awakening. You don't need to chase people. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need validation from the world to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. You just need to focus on yourself. When you stop focusing on others and begin focusing on yourself, everything changes. Too often, we give our energy away trying to impress people who don't even notice us, comparing ourselves to strangers online, or chasing relationships and validation that were never meant for us. This constant external focus keeps you stuck in a loop of self-doubt and frustration. But when you make the conscious decision to turn inward, to look at your own life, your own habits, your own mindset, that's when real transformation begins. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean being selfish. It means being responsible for your own growth. It's choosing to stop wasting time worrying about how others see you, and instead asking how you see yourself. What do you really want? What are you avoiding? What are you afraid of? These questions lead to growth, not judgment. It's easy to scroll through social media and feel like you're not enough. It's easy to let someone's opinion shake your confidence, but none of those things define you, your choices do. The day you choose to stop comparing is the day you reclaim your peace. The day you stop explaining yourself to people who never cared is the day you find freedom. You don't need to follow the crowd. You don't need to explain your dreams. You need to focus on your healing, your goals, your discipline. Invest that time you spend worrying about others into building the life you want. Read more, move more, listen to your intuition, protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your peace is sacred. Your time is limited. You weren't born to live for likes, approval, or validation. You were born to grow, to learn, to rise. So let them talk, let them misunderstand you, let them walk away. It doesn't matter. What matters is who you become while they're distracted. This is your journey, your life, your future. Focus on yourself and you'll rise in ways they never saw coming. Pain is not your ending. It is the beginning of something deeper, something more powerful within you. When life breaks you, when people betray you, when everything seems to fall apart, it can feel like the end of your story, but it's not. It's your awakening. It's the moment you are forced to stop living on autopilot and start asking real questions about who you are, what you value, and what you're willing to fight for. Pain is a teacher, one of the harshest, but also one of the most honest. It strips away the illusions, the distractions, the excuses, and leaves you face to face with your raw, unfiltered truth. You begin to see what truly matters. You learn that you are stronger than you ever thought possible, that your limits were only beliefs waiting to be shattered. In those dark moments, you start to uncover your real power. Pain doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're growing. It shakes you up for a reason, to push you out of your comfort zone and into your higher self. When things go wrong, it's easy to spiral, to give up, to question everything. But if you look closely, you'll see that pain is guiding you. It's trying to wake you up, to push you toward healing, to make you aware of what you've been ignoring. You can choose to let pain destroy you, or you can choose to let it build you. The pain you feel now is creating the strength you'll need later. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every time you felt like giving up, it's all adding up to your breakthrough. You are not broken beyond repair. You are breaking open, breaking through, becoming someone who no longer settles, no longer pretends, no longer lives small. Your pain is preparing you for a version of yourself you haven't even met yet. So don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't hide it. Feel it. Learn from it. Then rise from it. You are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to become because of it. This is not the end. It's the beginning of your rise. Big transformations don't happen overnight. They begin with small, intentional daily choices. It's easy to dream of a better life, to imagine being stronger, more confident, more successful, but none of it becomes reality unless you commit to the simple habits that shape your future. Waking up early isn't just about getting out of bed. It's about reclaiming your time before the world demands it. Moving your body isn't only for fitness. It's a way of telling yourself you're worth taking care of. Reading for even 10 minutes a day feeds your mind and shifts your perspective. Speaking kindly to yourself in the mirror, choosing gratitude, taking a deep breath when you're overwhelmed, these aren't dramatic acts, but they are deeply powerful. They rewire your mindset, they build consistency, and they show you that you're in control of your own transformation. The truth is, we often overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can achieve in a year of steady, focused effort. You don't need a total life overhaul today. You need a better decision right now. Success is found in the choice to show up again and again, even when motivation is low, even when no one is watching, even when you feel like it's not making a difference. Because it is. Every time you resist an old habit and choose a better one, you create momentum. Every time you push through resistance, you get stronger. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. These small daily wins create a foundation of trust within you, and that's where self-belief comes from. Not from one huge breakthrough, but from showing up for yourself day after day. You may not see results immediately, but you're changing, healing, evolving. It's in the quiet discipline, the unseen effort, the daily decision to not give up. Your future self is built on what you choose to do today, not someday. So start small, start now, and keep going. The compounding effect of tiny, consistent actions will eventually lead to massive breakthroughs. This is how you rise, not through waiting, wishing, or complaining, but by doing the work that builds the life you deserve. Seeking validation is a trap that keeps you from becoming who you truly are. The more you look to others for approval, the more you lose touch with your own voice, your own truth, your own identity. You start living for likes, for praise, for permission, and suddenly, your life becomes a performance instead of a journey of purpose. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're enough. You already are. The need for validation comes from fear of not being accepted, fear of not being loved, fear of being judged, but fear is a liar. It whispers that you're only valuable if someone else says so. The reality is, no one can give you what you refuse to give yourself. If you keep waiting for others to see your worth, you'll stay stuck in a cycle of insecurity and disappointment. Because even when you do get the praise, it never lasts. You'll crave more, constantly chasing a feeling that can only be created within. Real confidence doesn't come from applause. It comes from alignment, from doing what feels right, even when no one is clapping, from knowing that your value doesn't shrink based on someone else's inability to see it. The moment you stop needing external validation, you free yourself. You begin to make choices based on your own values, not other people's expectations. You start living with integrity. You say no without guilt. You speak without fear, and you move through life with a calm strength, because you're no longer begging for approval, you're walking in self-respect. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with one decision: to trust yourself, to back yourself, to remind yourself daily that you are worthy, even if no one says it. Especially then, you'll notice that the less you need validation, the more powerful you become. You stop chasing people who don't see you. You stop explaining yourself to those who never tried to understand. And most importantly, you begin to attract people and opportunities that align with your true self, not the version you were pretending to be. Validation from others might feel good for a moment, but validation from within, that's what lasts, that's what empowers, that's what liberates you to rise and become everything you were meant to be. Let go of needing to be seen and start seeing yourself. No one is coming to save you, and that realization might hurt at first, but it is also the most empowering truth you can embrace. You are the hero of your story. You are the one who gets to decide how your next chapter unfolds. Too many people wait for the right time, the right person, the right opportunity, the perfect conditions. But waiting is a silent killer of potential. Life is not a movie where someone swoops in to rescue you from your pain, your confusion, or your circumstances. It's raw, real, and often brutally honest. But within that reality is a gift, the power of choice. You have the ability to rise, to rebuild, to rewrite everything that came before this moment. Being the hero of your story doesn't mean you won't struggle. It doesn't mean you'll always know the answer. It means you refuse to quit. It means you look in the mirror and say, I may not be where I want to be yet, but I will get there because I will not give up on myself. It's in the tough moments when everything feels heavy that heroes are born, not by accident, but by choice. You become the hero by showing up when it's hard, by doing the work when no one claps, by healing wounds you didn't cause, and by growing in silence when no one is watching. You don't need saving because you are capable of saving yourself. The strength you're searching for is already inside of you. It's just been buried under years of doubt, fear, and distraction. But once you decide to take responsibility for your life, everything shifts. You stop blaming the past, you stop waiting for closure, you stop hoping someone else will fix what's broken, and you start building, step by step, even when it's uncomfortable. Heroes aren't fearless. They act in spite of fear. They fail, they fall, but they always rise. You don't need permission to begin again. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to decide that your life is worth fighting for. And every time you show up, every time you try again, you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You don't need anyone else to rescue you from your story. You just need to believe that you can rise not once, but again and again. This is your life, your battle, your breakthrough. Be the hero. You already have everything it takes. Rising again is not something that magically happens. It is a conscious decision you make, over and over, every single day. It's not about waiting for life to get easier or for the pain to go away. It's about choosing to rise despite the pain, despite the fear, despite the chaos. You don't need all the answers. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need the courage to take the next step forward. The decision to rise is not a one-time event. It's a mindset. It's the moment you decide that your story isn't over, that what you've been through does not define where you're going. Life will knock you down, that's a guarantee, but staying down is a choice. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. And choosing to rise, even when it's hard, is the ultimate act of power. It's easy to feel stuck, to feel defeated, to believe that your situation is permanent. But the truth is, nothing changes until you change. No transformation happens without a decision. The decision to stop being a victim. The decision to stop making excuses. The decision to stop settling for less than you deserve. You rise by reclaiming your power, your voice, and your worth. You rise by doing the work even when no one's watching, even when it feels like it's not working, even when you're exhausted. You rise by believing in your future more than you fear your past, and every time you choose to rise, no matter how small the step, you build strength. You build resilience. You build a new version of yourself, one that refuses to give up. You don't need motivation. You need commitment. You need to decide that your life matters enough to fight for. That your healing matters, that your dreams matter. The world may not always see your struggle, but that doesn't mean your fight is meaningless. The greatest victories come from the hardest battles, and the most powerful transformation often happens in silence. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Decide to rise. Every time you fall, rise again. Every time you feel like giving up, remember why you started. Because the power to change, to grow, to evolve, it's not out there. It's within you, always has been, always will be. You just have to choose it. Conclusion of the speech. Focus on yourself. You will rise again. In the end, your greatest breakthrough will never come from the outside. It will rise from within you. Life will test you, people will doubt you, and pain will try to break you. But the truth is, every setback is preparing you for a stronger comeback. When you stop chasing validation, stop comparing, stop waiting for rescue, and begin focusing on your own healing, growth, and purpose. That's when everything shifts. You become unstoppable not because everything is easy, but because you chose to show up for yourself when it was hard. The most powerful transformation happens when you realize that you are enough, you are capable, and you are responsible for your own rise. Focus on yourself and watch how life begins to align in your favor. You were never meant to stay broken. You were meant to rise again and again, stronger every time.